here's Chief Meteorologist Tony Petrarca with your live Pinpoint Doppler 12 Futurecast.
Well, it should be noted that of all the computer models and programs that we use to predict hurricanes, not one of them has the eye of the storm passing right over southern New England. It's still keeping it just offshore, but at the same time a little too close for comfort, and why I don't want to write that option off the table yet, that the eye couldn't come a little closer to the coastline. Obviously, that would be a bigger impact as far as rain and wind. High-resolution satellite photo does look impressive because the eye of the storm has reappeared. Anytime we see that, it just tells us that the cloud structure is better organized. Now, the wind speeds have not come up. It's still at 135, a Category 4 hurricane. You can see the eye reforming right in there. Just a classic example of what a powerful hurricane looks like on the satellite photo. So here are the weather headlines for Earl over the next couple of days, and one is that it's a close call on Friday, but one thing is for sure, big time surf and waves at beaches and just offshore beginning on Thursday, but more than likely come Friday and Saturday. The highest risk as far as any kind of significant rain and wind would be out towards the Cape and especially out towards Nantucket. Will the eye stay offshore? At this point, that is the forecast for the eye to stay offshore, but it is a close call, and we're going to talk more about Earl in more detail as far as possible impacts in just a few minutes. Meanwhile, downtown Providence, it is a warm night, still 84 degrees, northwest breeze at 6, humidity now at 53%. Most areas are in the 70s, though. Providence 84, Boston 86, Taunton a little cooler at 68 degrees. Tomorrow is just a carbon copy of today, starting off very warm. We've got a hot afternoon with plenty of sunshine, high temperatures once again soaring to 95 as we get into day 3 of the heat wave. Close-up look at the Hurricane Earl. There's a hurricane watch now in effect for the Carolina coastline as the storm now is tracking off to the northwest at about 14 miles per hour. Winds of 132, gusts to 160, tracking northwest at 13. And here is the track next 3 to 5 days. Put this into motion. Comes close to the Outer Banks of North Carolina Thursday evening and Thursday night, making its closest pass to southern New England on Friday afternoon and Friday evening as a Category 2 hurricane, passing only, let's see, probably 150, 200 miles south of Nantucket. That is a close call. Now, this line represents where the eye of the storm will pass the forecast. But a track slightly to the left or closer to the coastline obviously means a bigger impact as far as rain and wind, and at the same time a track a little further out to sea means less of an impact as far as the rain and the wind. Usually it's along the path of the eye and just to the right. That's where you find your strongest winds. So for now, if this track holds true, the hurricane force winds would in fact stay offshore, but that is a close call, especially when we're talking still 2.5 days out. As far as impacts, feel very confident of some big-time surf and waves. Heavy surf begins on Thursday, but more notable come Friday and Saturday. And even with the sunshine coming out on Saturday, the surf will be extremely rough at area beaches. And as far as the wind potential, again, it appears as though the hurricane force winds at this point would stay offshore, but it's still a close call. And again, you want to come back over the next couple of days to see if this changes a little bit. Certainly getting grays with some rain and some wind, especially along the south shore. The magnitude of both will be determined by the exact track. So close call. Heavy surf and rips are likely Friday and Saturday. Rain and wind will graze the shoreline. The highest risk for the strongest wind and rain would be the Cape and especially Nantucket. And right now the eye is forecasted to stay offshore, but certainly not etched in stone, even 2.5 days down the road. More of the same tomorrow and Thursday, and that is hot sunshine on a 5-day heat wave. Rain and wind on Friday, especially the shore, especially the Cape and the islands. It's out of here on Saturday, breezy and dry at 81. The holiday weekend looks cooler but bright for Sunday and Monday with temps in the middle 70s. So, of course, they're the most difficult storm of all to predict as far as the track. Come back tomorrow, come back Thursday to make sure that things do not change.
All right. Thank you.